Alright, we're live. Live is in live on this recording. How's it going, peeps? It is Monday, June 16th, and I just did like a big, long video I was trying to use YouTube Studio so I could screen share and do all that easily. And I don't know what happened after going back to edit the video. Only recorded like 1.7 minutes, and then so for the rest of the 50 minutes I'm talking to my dog, I guess. I don't know. So here we are, take two. What are you gonna do? You just have to laugh at yourself and go on. Alright, so last week we were talking about the RV being event driven and not chasing rates and dates. So I think that's evident this week that the opium stuff has kind of faded to the background and all eyes are on Israel, Iran, Iraq, the Middle East, and how all that is playing out. So we are definitely in the event-driven phase of this operation. We are looking at Israel. I suspect that they're trying to drag the United States into this. A couple of things to be tracking on. And I want to talk about this one first, if I can find it again. Yeah, here it is. And this is one I want you to keep your conspiracy eyeballs on. So the Majid is reporting from one of his contacts, or it looks like maybe an Israeli contact, and they are reporting on the U.S. carrier group from the U.S. Nimitz carrier group is heading into the South China Sea towards the Middle East. Now, this is where the conspiracy part kicks in. And this definitely, in my opinion, could be leading up to a false flag. It's very Pearl Harbor-esque. So, the Nimitz is set to be retired in the next short period of time. So, they have, obviously, the Gerald Ford, Ronald Reagan, they have carrier groups, and I don't know which one's currently in there. They don't need to send the Nimitz. Why are they sending the Nimitz unless it's just up for rotation? And I'm not a Navy sailor, so I don't know anything about that. It very well could just be a bunch of coincidences. But if you're going to do a false flag on one of your carriers, wouldn't it make sense to send the oldest one, the one that's set to be either scrapped or turned into the next museum? It certainly seems that way to me. And I don't wish... I am hoping and praying I'm wrong, because I don't want to see any American service personnel hurt. Navy, Marines, whatever's on the aircraft carrier. I definitely don't... I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying, put it in the back of stick it in the back of your mind, and just, if it happens, you'll know, that could have been a false flag. Israel is beating the drums, trying to get the United States in this conflict against Iran, because even though that we supply Israel with, our most advanced weapons and all that stuff, they know, like everyone else knows, that they don't have all the toys that the United States do. So, and they don't have the special forces like we do and all that stuff. So I definitely think that Israel and Netanyahu is trying to drag us into this. He has set his sight on the supreme leader of Iran, saying if they were able to unalive him, that it would more than likely end the conflict. And here's the thing. The people of Iran aren't bad. the militias, the radicals, the government for sure, they're the ones who are bad. But your average Iranian, from what I've seen on YouTube videos and X and different conversations that I've had with people on X, your average Iranian person is not the warmongering, screaming radical. They want to be free. There was a year or so ago, there was a movement by the young ladies who were taking off their headdresses and they were saying they want to be free. That obviously didn't end very well. So we definitely need to be keeping Iranian citizens, your average citizen, as well as Iraq and all others in the Middle East who want to be free and want to have peace, keep them in your prayers, because they're the bargaining chips. They're the ones who are, used for human shields to guard weaponry and military bases and that sort of thing. So they're the ones who need our prayers. So let's move on. Looks like an Iranian underground military facility was hit, probably by a bunker buster. And then what else we got here? Yeah, so here's a report where they're taking out the surface air missile launchers. So the Iranian militias that are inside of Iraq, whenever they, unleash their weapons and fire towards Israel, that puts them on the map, and then they can send in drones and whatever else to take them out. So every time it's a step forward, or maybe a step back, 2 steps forward type thing. And then we got something that is probably I don't want to alienate my I don't want to say fan base, but all of you who subscribe to me, I want your opinion on the Trump phone that was announced late last night, early this morning. So we have, hope I didn't delete it. Yeah, I think I did. Anyway, so the Trump family have launched a Trump phone that obviously is gold. It's going to be $47.45 a month. See what they did there? And I guess it's going to be comparable to T-Mobile or whatever else. So here's the thing. They're not actually creating a cell phone company per se. They're going to be using someone's network like T-Mobile. Now, I keep saying T-Mobile because T-Mobile is on Starlink. So that would be my guess that would be the one they're using. And then they're going to have to provide or go to a phone manufacturer like Samsung or Nokia or somebody, if Nokia is even around, to create the phone, because we know it's not going to be an iPhone and we know it's not going to be running iOS. So it's going to be on the Android network. It's going to be some other phone manufacturer other than Apple. And then it's going to be using or utilizing cell phone networks from someone like T-Mobile. So if you have all those great things for $47.45 a month, and then you have a nice phone that can do all the things that you want to do, on one hand, that's great because that's a pretty good price for a monthly cell phone unlimited plan. But then it's like the distasteful side of it is this Trump grifting off of the MAGA movement and taking advantage of his fan base and his political supporters to just make more money. And I'm not opposed to that. I guess the only thing is it distasteful to me? I don't know. I guess it depends on what camp you're in. If you have a super outrageous cell phone bill or you want to ditch Apple and this is a viable option, then great, go for it. It just I have issue with like the gold tennis shoes and the Trump coins and whatever else, and people that use President Trump's likeness and image to make money. That's where I have issue, and I want to know what you guys think about it. So hit me up in the comments like you always do, and let me know your thoughts on that. All right, so like I said earlier, all the hopium exciting RV news has faded to the background. And I said this last week, and I think it was on a post or whatever. I think it was on a post that Majid had put out there. And I think it was regarding to TNT Tony again. I'm not sure, but everything you hear regarding the RV, it's lies until it's not. Okay? How many times have these characters, Wolverine, TNT Tony, Bruce, and whoever else, how many times have they said it's happening in country? And then we go to someone who's in country like Abu or the other contact I have acquired now that's actually in Baghdad. And you go to them, they're like, no, if for the love of God, stop asking me. It's not going in country. So it's all lies until it happens. And here's the kicker. When it happens, we're all going to know. It's not going to be a secret. There's no secret sauce. There's no secret handshake to get coded information. You don't have to have your secret decoder ring or any of that stuff. Everyone's going to know. It's not going to be a secret. Mark, Frank, every talking head's going to be screaming it from every platform that they're associated with. It'll be all over Telegram. I mean, think about how fast the rumor, every time TNT Tony puts out a thing, oh my God, it's happening in country. Go put your down payment on a Rolls Royce. It's going to happen. It's happening in country right now. Think about how fast that spreads. We're all on Telegram, we're all on Twitter, and it's like wildfire. So when it really does happen, how fast do you think it's going to be everywhere? And it may even hit mainstream media, I don't know. But you don't have to pay a monthly subscription to Tony or anyone else to get this information. Just plug into Twitter and follow the right people on Telegram. You're going to know. You are going to know. So that's kind of the approach I've taken. It's definitely taking a toll on my videos, my shared videos, and sharing videos around and all that stuff. And I don't care. I could care less. But it's all lies until it isn't. And then when it isn't, we're all going to know. That's the only secret sauce there is out there. If you apply that to everything that you see on social media, you'll get off the hopium roller coaster and you'll have a lot less stress in your life. I promise. So that's my stand on everything. That's the goggles that I view everything through. Because like I said, when it is really real, they've deleted the zeros, they've changed the rate, whatever the first steps are. When that happens, it's going to be everywhere. There's no way they can contain that in country. And that's even to say that it'll go in country before everyone else. Everything that we've been taught as RV lore, the SARA lore, over the years, guys, the 90% of it, if not 99% of it, is BS. Okay? We just have to take it a day at a time and watch for the reality of it to hit. Okay? So just view everything that you see on Telegram and those goggles and in that mindset, and you'll be able to stay off the roller coaster. Okay? Getting off my soapbox, that's the show for today. Like I said, we're chasing events now instead of dates and rates. So keep your eye on Iran, the conflict there. Pray that the thing in Ukraine is being put to bed. Pray for me that I stop saying I'm just kidding. You guys are awesome. You guys are the best. I appreciate your comments. I do my best to get to them, but as the channels are growing, they're like through the roof. So I do my best to get to them, or at least give you a thumbs up on them. But if I missed yours, I'm sorry. You guys are the best, and I appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe, do all those things. The channels are growing, and that's great. That just means that more people are getting off the roller coaster and just wanting the bare bones stuff. So you guys are awesome, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, take it easy.